Hello fans, welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ. Stay updated with the latest transfer gossip and breaking news.
Our first news is Man Utd staff threatened with the sack by Omar Berrada if they leak information. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has cut 250 jobs at Manchester United and is plotting a further 100 redundancies, prompting a spate of leaks to the media from unhappy members of staff. Manchester United Chief Executive Omar Berrada has threatened to sack disaffected staff who are leaking information to the media. The club has been rocked by changes since Sir Jim Ratcliffe took charge a year ago and embarked upon a widespread cost-cutting exercise. The petrochemicals billionaire has already made 250 redundancies and is planning a further 100, which will be announced to staff in a meeting on Monday. He has made no apologies for what he sees as necessary business moves to turn around the mediocre club he inherited from the Glazer family. But the way in which the changes are being made has left many staff members unhappy and fearful they could be next. That atmosphere, which has been described internally as a culture of fear, has led to much of what goes on behind the scenes at Carrington and Old Trafford becoming public knowledge via the media. For example, United were forced to confirm the departure of 30-year club employee Jackie Kay this week after her sacking was leaked 10 days earlier. Berrada, who was hired from Manchester City by Ineos last year, has therefore decided to try and stamp out the leaks with a strongly worded all-staff email. The chief executive warned employees in a 580-word message, which ironically was leaked to the Telegraph within a few days of being sent, that they could be sacked if they were discovered to have spoken to media outlets. Anyone disclosing information outside of the club is breaching their obligations of confidentiality, and we are very clear that this will be considered gross misconduct, Berrada's email read. To protect the club and its colleagues, additional measures are being put in place to prevent future breaches of confidentiality and also identify any persons responsible. The email also contained details of how journalists might try to contact United employees and warned they are extremely well-versed in gathering information. Ineos have presided over a miserable first year in control of United, with terrible performances on the pitch matched by poor decisions off it. United are 15th in the Premier League under Ruben Amorim, who was hired in November just months after the club decided to hand Erik ten Hag a new contract. The Dutchman's dismissal and that of short-lived sporting director Dan Ashworth cost £14.5 million, their most recent accounts show. Ratcliffe remains committed to making cuts, which he believes will help change the culture at his boyhood club. Manchester United has become mediocre, he told the United We Stand fanzine in December. It is supposed to be one of the best football clubs in the world. We have to make some difficult and unpopular decisions. If you shy away from the difficult decisions, then nothing much is going to change. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Manchester United transfer news. Manchester United confirms shock exit as head of team operations sacked after 30 years at club. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's round of redundancies at Manchester United is continuing apace, and the dismissal of Jackie Kay, a popular and long-serving member of staff, has caused a stir. Manchester United have confirmed that long-serving member of staff Jackie Kay has been sacked in a move which risks further antagonizing employees. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has embarked upon a major cost-cutting exercise since taking control of the club a year ago. He has slashed 250 jobs, let go of Sir Alex Ferguson as a club ambassador, cancelled the Christmas party and freebies for staff. A further 100 job cuts are in the pipeline as Ratcliffe makes what he has described as unpopular decisions that are necessary to turn around the mediocre club he inherited. There is now said to be a culture of fear developing among staff at United, who are worried that they could be next to get the chop. The removal of Kay, the head of team operations, who has worked for United for 30 years, has not gone down well behind the scenes. Reporting the news earlier this month, the Times noted that the brutal dismissal of Kay, who was described as the oil in the machine at the club, has left staffers stunned and upset. United have now officially confirmed her departure. A club spokesman said, "As part of the ongoing restructure of our operations, Jackie Kay is leaving Manchester United after almost 30 years of outstanding service to the club." Jackie started at Old Trafford in 1995 as an executive assistant through a period of historic success under Sir Alex Ferguson. In 2013, she moved to Carrington and served a succession of men's managers, first as executive assistant and for the past 9 years heading first-team operations. In all her roles, she has demonstrated unwavering commitment and played a key part in the day-to-day life of Manchester United at Old Trafford, Carrington, and on the road wherever the team was playing. We thank Jackie for everything she has done for the club and wish her the very best for the future. She will always be welcome at the club. Kay was an extremely popular figure at United, and her exit is symbolic of the widespread changes being brought about by Ratcliffe and his Ineos team. Former United winger Ashley Young previously explained how important Kay was to the running of the club. "She's just brilliant," he said. "She's like the mum to everyone. If there are any problems or there is anything we need sorting out, it's a case of, 'Jackie, can you do this? Jackie, can you help with this?' I'm sure there are times when she looks at her phone when it's ringing and she must think, 'No, I'm not answering.' But she's always there for you." Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Manchester United transfer news. Ruben Amorim, accused of sabotaging Man Utd, deals with infamous comment. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim raised some eyebrows with his controversial press conference that saw him claim his side were the worst team in the club's history, following their 3-1 loss to Brighton last month. Ruben Amorim reportedly left Manchester United's commercial chiefs unimpressed after his infamous comment that his side were the worst team in the history of the club. The 39-year-old generated huge headlines with his controversial press conference after United's 3-1 home defeat to Brighton last month, which he later backtracked on after being pressed by reporters. "We are the worst team maybe in the history of Manchester United," he said. "I know you, media, want headlines, but I am saying that because we have to acknowledge that and to change that. Here you go, your headlines." His words dominated sports news stories and led to criticism from pundits, with Jamie Carragher claiming it was one of the most bizarre and ridiculous things I've heard a manager say. After being quizzed on his words just days later, he replied, "The way I said it, clearly I have a responsibility and I need to think sometimes about the way I say things. I do it all the time, but in that time it was really hard for me. I think I have good things in the way I deal with everything, but sometimes I make some mistakes. It's really hard for me to hide the frustration in some moments, and it's really hard to lose, and sometimes you cannot control yourself." According to the Daily Mail, the club's commercial team were irked by his comments, with one saying, "We're trying to do deals and sell the United dream, and he comes out with this. Not helpful." It is the latest setback for Amorim, who has had a nightmare start to life as United boss since succeeding Erik ten Hag in October. He suffered 8 defeats in the Premier League, winning just 4, with 2 successive losses against Crystal Palace and Tottenham. Amorim has struggled to implement his demanding new 3-4-3 system and is now gripping with a difficult injury situation that has seen Amad Diallo, Kobbie Mainoo, Manuel Ugarte and Lisandro Martinez fall to various fitness issues. Up next for United is a tricky trip to Everton to face ex-boss David Moyes before a home game against Ipswich Town in midweek. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man Utd Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing. What are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.